Now you can go back and forth on which system was actually better or more powerful, but the fact is, the Genesis actually had more fun games come out more often.
Nintendo has a lot of big franchises, and they drop one, maybe two a year. These are classic games like Super Metroid or Mario World 2. And of course, I haven't even thought of it yet, but Mario Kart.
Nintendo's strategy is, we're going to sit around and wait for the next Mario title, the next Zelda title to come around, and then we'll release it. Sega developed a think tank for games, basically, the Game Institute.
And they came up with all kinds of new games and new IPs, and they just kept throwing them out there, and they were all really good. So if you wanted to play more good games, well, you had to get yourself a Genesis.
Sega was basically hammering you with Bs when Nintendo was waiting, and once a year they'd drop an A+.
It just keeps going on, and by the time the smoke clears, Sega actually has an edge in the marketplace, owning about 65% of the console market.
Sega got a toehold in the market with technology, and that's what they figure is going to win this game. And this is just the classic mistake you see hardware manufacturers making over and over again, worrying about the console and not about the games.
They had the lead, and all they had to do was nothing to maintain it. But instead, they did everything and destroyed themselves.
They released the Sega CD, and there's nothing even resembling a reason to buy the Sega CD. Every game on it is terrible. Then there's the 32X, which, I mean, no one can name a 32X game. No, I don't even know anyone that's ever seen a 32X. I'm skeptical they exist.
One system is CDs. This is the future. The next system, we're back to cartridges. The next system, we're back to CDs again. Sega looked like a company who had no idea where they were going, no idea how they got there, and no idea what to do right now.
What's Nintendo doing in the meantime? Nothing. Selling games, selling consoles, counting money, waiting for Sega to burn itself out.
Nintendo just sat on the Super Nintendo, said this is it, and focused on making great games for that for 5 years. They didn't even release a 32-bit system. They went from 16 to 64-bit.
So Sega's telling everyone their systems have the latest technology, and it's so important to have the latest technology, and then Nintendo comes out with Donkey Kong Country, a 16-bit game which looks and plays so much better than anything Sega's put out.
It made Sega look silly. Why spend all this money on add-ons when the greatest, most advanced games are on the old system?
Sega died as a hardware company. The Dreamcast was its last gasp with all that. I mean, Sega pulled back, got out of the hardware business, just started making software.
And the first time you booted up your Nintendo and saw Sonic's face, you knew it was over. When Sonic's face appeared on a Nintendo machine, game over, man. Game over.
And it's like, I never think we'd see this, but later in 2007, we're getting a Sonic Mario joint title.
Which is a Mario and Sonic Olympics game. You know, it's always been Sega versus Nintendo, Nintendo versus Sega, and now kind of that competition is fully realized in this game where it's Sonic versus Mario. Who's the better Olympian? We shall see.
It's hard to imagine with all this bad blood between Nintendo and Sega, they were able to sit down in a room together and hammer out this deal. I mean, it was 10 years ago, which isn't that long, but in software, that's an eternity. And it's just ancient history now.
For hundreds of great shows like this one, go to OnNetworks.com.